Now we're going to perform the disincrustation treatment on your skin. First of all, I'm going to give you the indifferent electrode to hold. Make sure that the sponge is damp for your client. Now this just connects the circuit. This one is the indifferent electrode, and it will keep the circuit going through the body. Now with this current, the current goes through the body, so it's very important that you've checked your client for contraindications, such as metal pins and plates, pacemaker, that sort of thing. First of all, before I start, I'm going to fill one test tube. I've got one test tube here filled with hot water and one test tube filled with cold water, and I'm just going to test her skin sensitivity, basically. So I'm just going to ask the client, I'm just going to put a hot test tube on and just see, can you feel that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cold.
Yeah.
Hot.
Yeah.
Cold.
Yes.
Hot.
Yeah.
Great. We have our machine here. Now our machines at the Polytech have two currents going through them. They're an ultraderm machine, so they contain a high frequency treatment side of the machine and a galvanic side. When we come to do disincrustation, it is a galvanic treatment, so we're wanting to make sure that the switch is on GA for galvanic. You won't get any power, so it's on at the back, until you turn the timer on for the galvanic treatment. So first of all, before I switch it on, I'm getting the active electrode, which is the cathode in this one. And we're going to get one of our pre-dampened sponges with saline solution and just apply it to the cap. Now it's important that this is kept quite wet throughout the treatment, so you can just make sure it's nice and damp in this one. Okay, so now we're going to just apply the electrode to the forehead first. And put the timer on to about between 3 to 5 minutes. Generally I'll leave it on for 5 minutes. Move it, continually move the electrode around. You don't want to make it stationary. And you're going to have the polarity on negative. Now you can tell that it's on negative, that you've got it on the right current. You can move the dial from positive to negative, but you can tell you're on negative with the working electrode by having a look at the milliamp meter, and there will be a minus sign here. We want to increase the polarity to about 0.23 milliamps and just move the electrode around, starting at the forehead because there's less adipose tissue on the forehead, so you can sort of generally feel how strong it is. And you move your electrode down to work on areas of congestion and comedone, such as the nose, T-zone and milia, which Jasmine has here. So you would work for about 3 to 5 minutes on negative, and then swap the polarity to positive, and we'll do that soon. So what's happening under the cathode on the negative polarity is that the pores are becoming open, the skin is being softened, the nerve endings are being irritated, and erythema is being produced. The chemical produced in this phase of the treatment is sodium hydroxide, which is an alkaline. Okay, so that after this treatment, it's really good. You could do extractions after this because the skin will be nice and soft, and allow extractions to be performed quite a lot easier. and just after exfoliation. Okay, remember, safety precautions, never stop the electrode moving, always keep it moving on the skin. Make sure that the sponge is kept damp throughout the entire treatment and that you've checked your contraindications. Make sure there's no jewellery in the area and that you've done a skin sensitivity test. Okay, so pretty much we'll pretend that we've been going on for that for 5 to 7 minutes. I'm going to turn it down, then turn it off. Generally when the timer clicks off, the entire machine will shut down. What we're going to do now is change our sponge. So you just have to pull off the flat black cap. Now, for the second phase of the treatment on positive, we're actually using the toner as a conductor and dampen the sponge and the toner. For this I'm using the Lime Blossom toner. Just want to make sure it's not too dripping. Set the timer for half the time because generally it's disincrustation that we want to do the major. And we're going to switch the polarity to positive. And you'll know you're on positive because the minus sign would have disappeared. And you're just going to turn that polarity up to the same reading, which is 0.23, and just go over the areas that you have treated with the negative polarity. And what this treatment is doing, it is returning the skin back to normal. So it's, instead of softening the skin, it's hardening the skin again. Okay, it's going to soothe nerve endings. The reverse of what we've done with the disincrustation. Instead of sodium hydroxide, this positive polarity is producing hydrochloric acid. It's reducing redness. And deionising the skin. And safety precautions are the same as when we did with the negative polarity. Always keep the electrode moving, don't take it off the skin. Make sure there's no jewellery in the area. That you observe the client contraindications. And start on the forehead, which is the area of least resistance.